Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. If you've been keeping up with the videos, you'll know that in my last one, I've been working on getting this electric fence all set up. And so currently I'm just going around the farm here, getting some parts that I need. Oh, that's got this door closed. I hope I can open it. I need the post pounder because I wasn't even thinking. Good. We need to put ground rods in, and obviously I don't have them. So we had to go purchase them yesterday, and now today we're gonna get them in the ground. It's that time of year now to where we've gotten everything kind of wrapped up that was real important, that was gonna freeze or anything like that. It's deer season, and we are pretty big deer hunters, so we've been spending some time doing that. And then it's also coming up to Christmas time. So my mom, and obviously you've seen the videos, have been getting Christmas trees. She's been making logs, wreaths, swags, grave blankets, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully later on today, she said she's gonna be working on that. I can get out there and show you how she's been doing. Right here are my ground rods. These are gonna go 6 foot apart, and hopefully, I don't know how it's gonna work, but I gotta get these almost all the way in the ground. This is a 6 foot rod, and you guys know how rocky my soil is, so that's gonna be fun. Okay, so here's the fencer. This field is gonna be here for like the next at least 3 years. So I hate to put these in the ground because eventually this whole thing is gonna get plowed up and we can't be hitting this obviously with any of our equipment, but we're gonna have to just pull them out when that time comes. And so if I put them like right here, it's really not gonna affect that field, and obviously it's not gonna affect this field. So that's what we're just gonna do. And also in the instructions, it says these should be 6 foot apart. Depending on the soil, you should have at least 2. In some cases, you might need up to 5, which is absolutely crazy to me. Maybe that's sandier soil, I don't know. So far, it's flying in. I'm trying to keep it somewhat straight. Look at that. Right down to like 4 foot. One time when I was younger, we were pounding tomato steaks. I was going really fast. Went to go down, caught the top of this on the top of the post, cracked my head right off of it. I was bleeding. While I was pounding, I heard a little bit of a different noise. I actually thought, well, maybe I hit a soft spot. It's going down in the ground easier. And that's what happened. That could have been kind of dangerous. I guess that's what happens when you have homemade post pounders. And so yeah, that's finished. Believe it or not, that's actually happened twice to us over the past couple of years. I think I'm just gonna go buy an actual post pounder and eliminate that problem. I've moved on from the homemade post pounder to the homemade wood splitter / sledgehammer. Now we've been using this thing for years, swinging as hard as we can at stumps or, you know, pieces of wood to split them. So I guess not really stumps, but anyway, this is my weapon of choice. I'm just afraid what it's already doing is as soon as you hit it, if it's not perfectly square, it starts to wiggle everywhere, and I don't think that's gonna be too good. Yeah. Dang it. I can't do it. Maybe if I put a rock in there. If you guys are interested, I do have shirts for sale. Broyansfarm.com. All sorts of different colors. Green, blue, black, pink, yellow, gray, whatever. We have short sleeve, long sleeve, and hoodies. Oh, and crew necks, a couple of them. Logo on the front, and then a big logo on the back with the tractor. Very, very soft shirts. Comfortable to wear. It's the next day. I'm down here at the farm, actually, specifically at the pasture. Dad was feeding cows this morning and said that he noticed the fencer was not working. Kind of seems like this video is all about fencers. I don't know why, but trying to get one done and now fixing another. So this is the Speedrite 2000. We got this put in, I don't know how many years we got the pasture done, but that's when this was put in. Never had any problems with it up until now. And so usually when it's plugged in right there, green, well, I think it's 1 green light and like 4 red lights or something of that sort will just keep flashing every like second or two, letting you know that it's putting a charge through the fence. But now it's not doing any of that. So I'm gonna get it unplugged, get it off of here, take it home, and then hopefully try and get something figured out. Yes, what do you want? We've been getting rain the past couple days, and so everything's kind of muddy at this point. If you're wondering, yes, we already checked to make sure the power was on and everything was good that way. Oops. So basically I just got to get my pliers and bend that out of there, and we'll be good to go. Now I'm going to keep this on there for a second just so I know that that's the ground and this is the hot wire. So let's take it off, if it comes off. I think it's just this nail. What's that? No. And it didn't break anything, so that's good. Okay, so first problem when I was looking up YouTube videos how to fix it, they say is, I'm gonna clean it before I do anything, but there's a little fuse right here. You just pull that out, replace the plug, and you're good to go. But the only problem is that I don't have anywhere nearby I can go grab one of these plugs that fits into this perfectly, and I don't really know how to check the fuse. So we're gonna go through that process first and see what I can get figured out here. Get this cleaned out of here. One of these fencers, well, that was just looking back on our records, I think was like 200 bucks. Now, I don't know, 6 years later, something of that sort, it's $300, which still isn't horrible, but if we can replace it for, you know, 30 to 75, that's a lot better. There's really only 3 main parts in this when I was looking at the video. There's your cord, your transformer, I think it's your capacitor, and then your circuit board. So one of those 4 is all it can be, which is nice. They keep it simple because I know farmers aren't gonna want to go through a whole rigmarole trying to get this thing fixed. If it was that big of a problem, they'll just go and buy a new one. Okay, Daisy's got her orange vest on because it's hunting season still. In the shed here, Dad and I are gonna be moving some equipment around today, getting ready to get our corn harvested. It's pretty cold, so we're gonna plug it in, get her warmed up a little bit. There's the plug. This cord is not heavy enough to plug it in, so I need to go find a heavier one. I guess I'll use the one for the bag tire. If that heats up, then we are gonna have to get just a heavier gauge cord in general. But this is a pretty good one, made by Yellow Jacket. So we'll see. Now, if you listen carefully, you'll hear it start up. Give me a minute here. There it is. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's plugged in, and we'll let that sit for about probably an hour because it's not too cold out, and then we will start her up. We got quite a bit of room at this end of the shed, but not for too long because we're gonna move this skid loader over on the side, and then the big truck is gonna get back in here over here. That way it'll be nice and protected for the winter and be out of the weather. And then hopefully, which this isn't gonna be for probably a couple months yet, but before we start up next spring, we're going to move a lot of this stuff, organize it, and then concrete from that wall up to where we ended up with this pad right here. That'll be really nice. Be a lot more bin storage for when we get a lot of those bins of cantaloupe, watermelon, even potatoes in the fall, not cantaloupe, pumpkins, all that kind of stuff. Because we get all those bins in here and we have nowhere else to go with them besides just put them right here at the end. And then it's blocking room for like our trucks and our tractors. So it'll be nice to put them over there. Also, there's some stuff over there I've been wanting to get cleaned up for quite some time, and this will be a good time to do it. In the cooler here, I don't know if you've been paying attention to my videos, but we have this pretty full. Most of it is just nicely organized and stacked empties. All these are empty boxes for next year. All these are nice empty crates. That's all of the garlic we have left. And then we have a bin and like a half of cabbage. Now, some of that might look a little bit ugly, but you take, like I said before, 2, 3, 4 layers off, and that's gonna be just perfect. We have lots of potatoes, nice and washed. And then we even have some bagged ones right there. And I'm not gonna go down right now, but then in our potato storage, we have like 10 bins yet of white potatoes that are dirty that we'll bag there as well. I'm gonna head home. Dad just showed up. See what he's got going on. I have these 3 pumpkins from in our yard. I'm gonna throw these in the cow pasture, see if the cows eat them or not. Here goes the first one, we'll see what happens. He's sniffing. The rest are coming now. He is gnawing on the stem. Now I'll go check the other one. Probably be easier if they were broken. I tried to kind of break them, but if they figure it out, they can stomp on it. Oh, he's going after it. What we're doing now is we got the International out. We're gonna put the water wheel planter in and the transplanter in, but first, just to get them out of the weather for the winter. But first, we have to get the Vicon out of the way, the feed grinder, the baler. Here is our gravity bin with the basketball hoop on it from the corn maze. We actually are gonna be using that this year to haul corn to put in the bin. So me and Dad right now are gonna be getting that whole apparatus off of there. I know some of you guys have asked throughout the summer. No, I did not have the corn maze this year. It was kind of sad because I had so much into it and had so much I was planning on doing this following year, but it kind of fell through. Me and the landowner just couldn't come to terms on an agreement, and so we decided to call it off. So had to pull everything out of there. Still have some other things that I want to get out of there just to finalize, but besides that, it will definitely not be happening there again. And so who knows when or if it will happen again. I'd love to. I still have all my equipment, my shed, you know, everything it's gonna take to do it, but you know, it just can't happen there no more. And we don't really have the room here on the farm to do it. It would take electrical and all that kind of stuff would have to be run in because, well, you just need that kind of stuff to operate everything. So for now, it's done. I'm not sure when it will happen again, if, like I said, if it happens again, but you guys will definitely know if it comes around. That's got one in too. Because there's no place to stand. I wonder, hey, wait, before you come up here, take that side bracket off. It should just be lagged
From the bottom.
from the bottom.
Both of them?
Yeah, that way, because if not, we're going to end up tripping on them or something.
On top of here and spin it sideways.
If we get up on top of it, that's the hard part. I can spin it. As long as it doesn't fall. Got lots of things to grab onto when you start falling.
Well, I'm really good here. I got all kind of pressure.
All right, are you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Wow, that is heavy. Wow.
Holy cow.
So now I think I should go down there.
Yeah.
Should we start turning it now and try to get it balanced?
Yeah.
I got it. You got it. Yep. Get it from down.
Yep.
Just bring it down somewhere.
You got a bit box here. We won't worry about that now.
So we just went and got the oats. 5 bags, 4 there, 1 there. Dad just got hooked up to the feed grinder. He's gonna start putting corn into it. And then while he's doing that, I'm gonna grease the transplanter here. And then I'm gonna move on to the water wheel, like I said earlier. And then he's gonna back that back into here, get that all mixed up. And then we can start pulling the other equipment out. And then we can start putting this stuff back in there. I tried doing a pretty good job when I washed this. And so there's 2 reasons for greasing it. One, if there's any water in any of these bushings, or somehow if it got into the zert fitting there, I want to get that pushed out of there. 2, it's just good to be done. That way when we pull it out in the springtime and want to start using it, it's already done. So it's just kind of a good thing to do all the way around. I'm just gonna go through and clean all the fittings off first. Most of them I pressure wash clean. You can see them all. There's a ton on this. All this old equipment has tons of grease fittings. Maybe the new stuff does too. I don't even really know. There's like 1 there on the outside here. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1 on this wheel. That's 6, 7, 8. And then there's probably another 8 or 10 more throughout this whole section up here. That one actually kind of bubbled a little bit. Glad I got water into that one. Not water, grease. Depending on the equipment and depending on how big the cavity is where the grease goes into, depends on how much grease can go into it. Some equipment takes a lot more grease than others. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like this piece right here holds quite a bit of grease, so I give it 8 pumps. All these up here, if you just noticed, I was only giving these not even a full pump, sometimes only half. That's just because there's only a little amount of grease that can fit in there, and like I said, this one can fit a lot more, so it all depends. Also, if you have newer equipment, some of them have seals, and if you give it too much grease, you'll blow that seal out of there, and then it's not going to hold grease at all. So you kind of just have to read the instructions or talk to the company to figure out how much grease to give something, because you can over grease it. That's what I'm going to call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.